third quarter for the Thunder. They're most in the third quarter this postseason. And the bench doing it again.
Trouble making my teammates better right now. I need to be more of a team player.
Down 15 to start. The Thunder win by 15 and take a 2-1 series lead.
You know what? Since we have the 2005 NBA three-point contest champion Quentin Richardson back with us, we thought we would run back a little segment that we call Threes and Qs, focusing on tonight's Game 4 between the Thunder and the Spurs. Q Rich, I'm going to give you a question and 3 options, and you're going to choose one and explain why. Okay, so first up, question is, which Thunder player will make the biggest impact off the bench in Game 4? Alex Caruso, Jared McCain, or Jalen, with an I, Williams?
All right, Randy. For me, it's Alex Caruso, man. All 3 of these guys, obviously, these 3 guys and more of their bench players have been huge and have been playing big for OKC. But for me, Alex Caruso is a constant, man. It doesn't matter whether he's scoring, whether he's playing tenacious defense and giving your best player 94 feet of hell up and down that court. But he's a consistent guy who's come in, and the Spurs could be up a little bit. He comes in, plays well, changes the pace of the game, and changes the energy of the game. He's an impact player and a game changer every game of the series for them. So I'm taking Caruso.
He's been a problem for San Antonio, flat out. Ajay Mitchell, meanwhile, has been ruled out for Game 4, and Jalen, with an E, Williams, is questionable for Game 4. All right, so next question. Which Spurs player, aside from Wemby, cannot afford to have a bad game? De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, or Devin Vassell?
I'm going with Steph Castle, Randy. I feel like Steph Castle, even though he's in his second year, he's quickly becoming the second most important player on the team after Wemby. He's a two-way player. He's a guy that can play combo guard, play both guard positions, facilitate, defend well at a high level. He's a high assist guy. So for me, even though he's only in his second year, and I know they got De'Aaron Fox and some of the other guys, I feel like Steph Castle has become the second most important player on this team.
He attacks that rim. He attacks on the defensive end and attacks the rim.
Yeah.
All right, finally, and Wemby is a possible answer here. Which player, Q, is going to be the headline for Game 4? Wemby, SGA, or Chet Holmgren?
I'm going to go with the MVP here. I'm going with SGA. I feel like he's kind of working his way out of the double teams and things they've done to him earlier in the series. He's kind of figuring it out, and he had his first 30 in a little while this last game. I expect him to come back and compound on that game and show the stuff that he's figured out in their defense. And I think he still will be the main attraction in this game.
OKC's dealing with injuries. We already told you about Jalen Williams and now Ajay Mitchell, but SGA has been the constant. Those are your threes and Qs with Q Rich. Thank you, Q.
Yes, sir.
Before he was cooking up bets at the Worldwide Leader, he was just cooking up actual food. Self-taught chef out of necessity, because we all got to eat, to the point. Tyler Fulgham, you were on Guys Grocery Games.
Right.
There you are right there. You still have that shirt.
Was kicking it.
Yeah.
I didn't win, unfortunately. Like betting, you just come back the next day and try your hardest.
Win more than you lose. And now we're going to cook up some bets.
So Memorial Day weekend, you got to have a good menu for your guests.
But you have to start with
every
a
sports bettor.
Appetizer.
Got to have
appetizer.
A sports betting menu. My appetizer today is going to be the Spurs spread, 2.5. I think they even up the series and get back in this. They got to win by 3 if we win this wager. Keep in mind, despite losing games 2 and 3, Gary, they have still beaten this OKC team 5 out of the 8 times they've played this season, regular season included. So I know it may seem like, well, dang, they just lost 2 in a row. They had that 15-point lead. They blew it. The Spurs team is capable, and they're completely healthy. OKC is not. So I think they even the series up. It seems like it's going 6-7 games probably, but we want to see it 2-2 after 4, and we want to see them win by 3 at home tonight.
Okay, if they win, it'll likely be because they're led by a Frenchman, and we're going to go now to the French. This is the entree.
Very good.
Okay, give us something with some sustenance.
That'd be like the coq au vin, if you're talking French
I know
there.
what that is.
I like the total of this game going over. We're talking meat and potatoes right here. We want to see a lot of points. We want to see buckets. Gary, all 3 games in this series have gone over, way over the closing total. I know some of the critics out there are going to say, well, game 1 went to double overtime. Well, I'm sorry, that doesn't count. For those points in overtime and double overtime don't count. It's a 2.5-point spread. We might see an overtime in game 4.
Come on.
Bottom line is, the winning team in every game in this series has scored at least 120 points. We could see that trend continue, and that's pretty much getting you all the way there. If one team scores 120, I think both teams show up offensively in Game 4.
And sometimes critics are just flat out wrong. Watch Ratatouille one time. Took him all the way back to his childhood. Give us something. Give us something sweet.
That was your Ratatouille there. Memorial Day, maybe you have that whipped cream, strawberry, and blueberry pie that's shaped like an American flag. Maybe you have the red, white, and blue Jello shots.
For the stars.
This is one you want to enjoy with maybe some discretion. It shouldn't be your largest bet.
Okay.
So again, like those Jello shots, do so responsibly.
Sure.
Wager responsibly. But Colorado on the puck line against Vegas, they're down in an 0-2 hole, Gary. So I'm betting on them to not only win Game 3 on the road, but win by multiple goals. Well, I'll tell you this, there's a nice trend with Colorado. They have won 7 straight road games coming off of a loss. Where's this game? It's in Vegas. Tough place to play, I get it, but Colorado is a very good Stanley Cup quality hockey team. So I'm hoping this game goes into overtime, we're screwed. But if it's 3-2 Colorado late, Vegas pulls that goalie, then we get a Nathan McKinnon empty netter. Boom, 4-2, we win by 2, and that plus 180 scores on Memorial Day weekend.
This is a delicious menu.
Thank you.
And the round before the finals for the first time in franchise history, now minus 6,000 to get to the finals for the first time since '99. On the other side of the bracket, OKC grabbed home court back with a victory on Friday. They're now substantial favorites to make it back to the finals, a chance to go back-to-back. Iman Shumpert is back. And as we watch the Spurs jump out to that 15-0 lead and the Thunder just absorb it, not blink, and roll to a 15-point victory, you noticed some things that the Spurs showed. I don't know, is it youth? Is it inexperience? But none of it's a recipe to beat the Thunder. What were those things?
Well, when we look at stuff and we say you're young, we want to say you're young to the 2-for-1 rule. At the end of the game, not seeing a matchup that you should take advantage of. You don't want to have bonehead turnovers, bad fouls, especially fouls so far away from the basket. They have a lot of those things that happen, and if you do those things, you can't be aggressive on defense. Your defense drop against OKC, you see the result. You don't get back in transition against OKC, you see the result. You just got to be better.
From Wembanyama's perspective, that first game was just had people freaking out, myself included. But since then, you felt like there's something that's there for him that he's kind of passing on, which is what?
Yeah, all the greats turned their back to the basket and shot the mid-range. All the greats had a 1 or 2 dribble pull-up. If Wemby decides to shoot over you, there's nothing you can do. If Kevin Durant decides and he can shoot over you, Wemby, that means you can't even see us down there. So I just think it has to be something that says, hey, I know we can't score right now. I know things are a little crazy. Let me get to my 15 to 18 footer, calm everybody down.
I asked Chet Holmgren this the other night. I wonder what you think of it. Last year, we were there for the finals, Game 1, and Ty beats them at the buzzer, and they're down 1-0. So they lived in that around earlier a year ago and went on to win the finals. They've experienced that. How much can you lean into knowing what now has to happen, then go out and do exactly what they did on Friday?
I mean, that's the part of being a veteran. That's the part of being the returning champions. That's part of having the MVP. To understand the mindset, to understand what goes into this game and what goes into every game. Every game is its own series. But when you can make the adjustment and say, hey, we now have home court back, I can now calm the rest of my roster. Now we can get back to the adjustments.
It's a quick flight from Atlanta to D.C. if you want to come back. I mean, if you ever want to do this again.
Hey, listen, I ain't never had a problem coming to Chocolate City, baby. You need me, you got me.
All right, Iman Shumpert, you heard it. That's a verbal contract that the man made.